Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. This is the second video in our series of seeing how fast we can beat Pokemon Scarlet and Violet using only a single Pokemon. The only rule for this challenge is we can't use items to heal or remove status in battle. And for the Team Star bases and the double battle gem, we'll be using either Magikarp or Azurill with Splash, so they cannot do anything to help us, but we do need them in the party at the time. This video we're going to look at Sprigatito. And looking at Sprigatito's base stat total, we've got really good attack and really good speed. When we look at Sprigatito's move pool, we've got a very diverse move pool, which our ability Protean is going to make great use of, especially with moves like U-turn, bite, slash, play rough, and acrobatics, as well as having Seed Bomb, Stab, and Trailblaze to help boost our speed. We beat our first Nemona battle just by spamming our grass move against the water starter. Move on to the second battle, which we lose, and that lets us get into the tutorial. After the tutorial is complete, we have a time of 59 minutes. Our first victory comes against Clough at level 15 with a time of 1 hour and 20 minutes. We terrestrialize on our first turn, hitting Leafage and bringing Clough down to anger point. Clough then hits us into the red as we hit another Leafage and it scurries off. For round 2, we do the same thing, terrestrialize and keep hitting Leafage. Clough doesn't do as much damage in this round and Shoulder uses Life Dew for some reason, which heals us both up a bit. With that done, we beat Clough and we're on to our first gym leader. Our first gym leader is Katie, at level 16 with a playtime of 1 hour and 31 minutes. Our strategy for this, as we would take super effective damage from bug types, is to use Disarming Voice turn 1, which we learnt via TM. With Protean, this allows us to turn into a fairy type, which resists bugs. From then, we just spam bite until we win, taking out Nimble, Tarantula, and finally a terrestrialized Teddiursa. Brassius, the grass type gym leader, is up next, and we're at level 20 with a playtime of 1 hour and 55 minutes. For this, we use bite a few times against his Petlil till it goes down. Once it does, we level up and learn U-turn, which is a super effective move against grass type Pokemon. With this, we terrestrialize against Smoliv, ensuring that we won't take super effective rock damage from Sudowoodo, and then we proceed to keep using U-turn until we win. We do come close to getting beaten, but 3 U-turns and Sudowoodo is defeated, granting us our third victory of this challenge so far. Next up is the Titan Bombardier. We're at level 27 with a time of 2 hours and 40 minutes. For the first stage, we use Quick Attack, which changes us to a normal type, so we have no super effective attacks from Bombardier on us. And then we keep hitting Quick Attack, getting a critical hit until Bombardier runs away. During the second stage, I have decided to allow a heal, as there is no way to heal up in between stages of this fight, and we've already leveled up quite a bit and spent a bit of time, and I didn't want to have to go and level up more. With that, we keep hitting Quick Attack until it goes low. Neckley, after a few rock polishes, goes for a smackdown, and a final Quick Attack is enough to finish Bombardier off, granting us our 4th win of this challenge. After beating the Titan Bombardier, we make our way over to Giacomo, the first of the Team Star bosses, the Dark type user. With at level 28 and a playtime of 3 hours and 2 minutes, it's taken us a while to get over here, and I'm not quite sure why. We managed to beat all of the challenge before it and come into Giacomo with our bug type move U-turn. Unfortunately for me, I forgot that Azurill and Magikarp would be healed at the start of this battle. So when I use it, it automatically swaps Sprigatito out. I did decide to allow to keep this in, as even without that we would have taken minimal damage and still won without any problems. Iono, the electric type gym leader, is up next, and we're at level 35 with a playtime of 3 hours 54 minutes. We've been trying this gym since level 30, unable to get past Bellybolt originally, and then unable to get past Miss Magius. In this attempt, we take Wattrel out with a single slash before taking Bellybolt down to half HP with a slash and taking a spark. We terrestrialize to grass to resist any future sparks, but take Bellybolt down with the next hit. Luxray comes out, hits us with an Intimidate, and we kill it with one slash. Finally, Miss Magius comes out, and I know it's going to outspeed us and terrestrialize, so we go for a slash. We get hit with Confusion, but luckily hit slash for about 3/4 HP. On the next turn, we take a Hex, which takes us down into the yellow, but we snap out of Confusion, hit slash, and finish off Miss Magius. Kofu, the water type gym leader, is next, and we're at level 36 with a playtime of 4 hours and 27 minutes. This fight was a first time victory for us. We come into the fight against Veluza, terrestrialize, hit Trailblaze, and take it out in one shot. Our increased speed allows us to outspeed Wugtrio, which we then take out in one shot. And finally, Crabominal comes out, which terrestrializes into the water type and gets taken out by one final Trailblaze, allowing us to have 4 gym badges. Earthworm's up next, the Steel Titan Pokemon. We're at level 40 with a playtime of 4 hours and 56 minutes. We didn't really have anything to hit Earthworm with for good damage, so we terrestrialized to grass to get the extra stab onto Trailblaze, and then using the Metronome Held item, which increases damage each turn if you're using the same move, we just keep hitting Trailblaze until Earthworm goes down. When it comes to phase 2 of this, we do the same thing, and luckily Earthworm attacks Toedscool more than it attacks us, allowing us to take down the Steel Titan Pokemon. Mela, the fire type Team Star leader, is up next and our second Team Star base overall. We're at level 45 with a playtime of 5 hours and 38 minutes. We've gone out of our way to pick up the TM for Acrobatics, which deals double damage if we're not holding an item. We hit Torkoal for over half HP, turn 1, take a Flame Wheel really well, and then hit again. When the Starmobile comes out, it misses Screech and we hit Acrobatics. With its speed boost, it becomes faster than us, and we just keep going for Acrobatics, surviving a Blazing Torque on the final round with 3 HP. Luckily, we don't get burned, take it out, and that gives us our second Team Star base beat. Next up, we have the Quaking Earth Titan, Great Tusk. We are at level 48 with a playtime of 5 hours and 50 minutes. This was a first try victory. On the first stage, we terrestrialize, hit Trailblaze so that we can outspeed it, doing over half damage, and then we hit another Trailblaze, taking it out. On the second stage, we are with Arven and Scovillain. We do the same thing, terrestrialize, hit Trailblaze, and it doesn't do as much damage as before. After a couple of Trailblazers, I decided to try play rough and see if that would finish it off, but it does a lot less damage than I thought. So after surviving a rapid spin, we take it out with a final Trailblaze, granting us victory. We head on over to everyone's favourite gym leader, Larry, next, and honestly, this fight has killed me. I've tried this more times than I can count. We're at level 52 now with a playtime of 6 hours and 1 minute. We're going against Kamala, hit a Seed Bomb and take a Yawn. On the next turn, we hit Trailblaze to boost our speed before taking Kamala out. Lumberry then wakes us up and Larry sends in the Dunsparce. We have to be able to take the Dunsparce out in one hit, otherwise we're not going to be able to beat Staraptor. Luckily, we managed to get a high roll on Acrobatics and do so. Larry then sends in Staraptor, who terrestrializes to the normal type, and we hit Acrobatics, doing about half damage before taking a critical facade, leaving us on red HP. And the next turn we hit Acrobatics again and finally finish off Staraptor, granting us victory over Larry and allowing us to move on to our 6th gym leader next. Rhyme, the Ghost type specialist, is up next, and these are the only double battles we need to do in the base game. We're at level 54 with a playtime of 6 hours and 43 minutes after taking a detour to go and grab Shadow Claw TM. We take Burnett out with a Shadow Claw on the first turn after Magikarp goes down. Handstone comes out next, and we take that out with a Shadow Claw as well. On the final turn, Toxtricity comes out and we go for Shadow Claw after surviving a Shadow Sneak from Mimikyu. We then Terrasilize the Ghost so we can take another Shadow Sneak, breaking Mimikyu's disguise but also getting a Terror boost from the crowd. With that, we outspeed Mimikyu and take it out with one final Shadow Claw. Tulip's up next, and we're at level 57 with a playtime of 7 hours and 10 minutes. She sends out Faragorith first, and we go for a bite, giving us the Dark type, making us immune to any psychic moves. We almost take it out, and I think a Trailblaze would take it out, but it just misses out on the KO. So we hit another Trailblaze before Gardevoir comes out. We Terrasilize the grass so we can survive any incoming fairy attack that might be heading our way, but take Gardevoir out with a single Shadow Claw. A Spalfra comes out next and we take it out with Shadow Claw. Florges comes out, survives a Shadow Claw after it Terrasilises to Psychic and does big damage with a Moonblast before we take it out with a final Shadow Claw. Our final Titans, Dodonzo and Tatsugiri, are up next, and we're at level 58 with a playtime of 7 hours and 31 minutes. Dodonzo goes down easily, we Terrasilize the grass and just keep hitting Seed Bomb until it goes down. Then Tatsugiri comes out, we've got Play Rough, which will turn us into a Fairy type thanks to Protean, so we hit that a few times, taking Tatsugiri down without any issues at all. And that allows us to have all of our Titans beat, and we can go and challenge Arven in the final Path of Legends fight. Before we go and challenge Arven and finish off the Path of Legends, we're going to go take down Team Star and the final gym leader. Starting off with Atticus, the Poison type Team Star leader. We come in, we use Shadow Claw, which with Protean turns us into a Ghost type, which resists poison. We have the Metronome item equipped again, so we just keep hitting Shadow Claw and everything goes down eventually without any issues. Team Star leader Eri is up next, and we're at level 69 with a playtime of 8 hours and 38. We take out Toxicroak with Acrobatics easily, and everything else will also fall to 1 Acrobatics, apart from Lucario, which hits us with a weak Dragon Pulse, and the Team Star Mobile. We do about half damage, but the Stamina ability allows it to get a defense up. It keeps going for Spin Out, which lowers its speed, and after a couple more Acrobatics and Spin Outs, we're on low HP, but we managed to finally take it out, leaving us only 1 Team Star base and 1 gym leader left to go. Our final Team Star base is up next, and it's Ortega, the Fairy type leader. We are going to use the Metronome item again and Terrasilize into the Grass type and use Seed Bomb. With it getting powered up each time, we managed to take Ortega out without any issues. Darkspawn does survive and goes down on the second hit. The Starmobile comes out and it manages to confuse us, but we don't get confused the first turn and snap out of it the second turn, which allows us victory and the end of Team Star. All we have to do now is go and beat Cassiopeia and our final gym leader. We're on to our final gym leader now, Grusha, the Ice type gym leader. We're going to be using Shadow Claw with the Metronome item once again to boost us up. Frostmoth goes down to 1 Shadow Claw, but Beartic survives and hits us with an Icicle Crush before going down to a second one. So Titan's out next, takes a hit and hits us with Ice Spinner, putting us low, and another Shadow Claw takes the Titan out. Altaria is Grusha's final Pokemon, which Terrasilises, but by the time it comes out, we've hit so many Shadow Claws it's boosted enough to take Altaria out in 1 hit, giving us all 8 of the gym badges and allowing us to go take on the Elite Four now when we're ready to. Arwen's up next so we can finish the Path of Legends challenge, and we have been struggling quite a bit here. We've been trying to be either the Elite Four Violet or Arwen by leveling up in increments each time, but Larry has hard-walled us. Greedent's out first, and we have a Lumberry equipped because it always seems to get the paralysis from Body Slam. This then sends out Scavillain, which we can take out with an Acrobatics, changing our type to Fly-In, which sends in Garganacl. We Terrasilize back to Grass to take the Garganacl out, and then that sends in Toedscool, which we take out with an Acrobatics. Cloister's next, which we can take out with Seed Bombs, and then Mabastiff is his last Pokemon, which he Terrastalizes into the Dark type, and we take out with a critical hit Play Rough. Clavel's up next and he's pretending to be Cassiopeia. He'll always lead a Rangaroo, which will always go for Yawn turn 1, so we have a Lumberry equipped. We don't manage to take it out in a single Seed Bomb as we don't get a high roll, and we take it out on the second turn. This then sends in a Bomber Snow, which we can take out with a single Acrobatics. Gyarados is up next, and we can't take it out in one hit thanks to Intimidate, but we do survive. Then comes out Sinistea, which we hit with a Shadow Claw and take out. Amoonguss is up next, and we take it out with an Acrobatics. We can't Terrastalize during this fight, otherwise Skeledirge's Torch Song will take us out in one hit, even from full health. Luckily, we survived the Torch Song from Skeledirge after an Acrobatics takes it down to half, and a second Acrobatics is enough to take it out. At this point, and being at level 98, I am starting to wonder if we can do this, but we're going to carry on and see what we can do against Penny and Larry. Up next, it's time to beat Penny, and we've gone and grabbed a Clear Amulet, as her evolutions love using Baby Doll Eyes, which lowers our attack, and if hit too many times by it, we cannot beat her. We're still at level 98 with a time of 12 hours and 24 minutes. Umbreon goes down to a single Play Rough, which will be in Flareon, who will go down to a Shadow Claw, and then after that we can Terrastalize and take on the rest of her evolutions just using Seed Bomb. They will keep trying to use Baby Doll Eyes in between, but that's not an issue thanks to the Clear Amulet, and we managed to take down Penny. All that's left is the Elite Four, Nemona, and Sada. We're over to the Elite Four now at level 98 with a playtime of 12 hours and 38 minutes. Rika's up first and they are ground type specialist, so Terrastalized Seed Bomb is enough to take everything out in one hit, apart from one Pokemon that has Sturdy. They lead Wishcash and we take that out with a Seed Bomb, and then they send in Camerupt, which also goes down to a Seed Bomb. Next up is Donphan, which survives the Sturdy. It hits with a Poison Jab for almost half our HP and then goes down. We outspeed the Dugtrio and take that down before Clodsire comes out for the final Pokemon and Terrastalizes to the ground type, but once again Seed Bomb is more than enough to take it out, as it has been for quite a few levels now. Poppy is up next and we're still at level 98. It was more of an interesting fight as we don't really have anything to hit a Steel with super effective with Sprigatito. So we use the Metronome item once again and we're going to keep hitting Shadow Claw. Copperaja will not go down in one hit, but once Copperaja goes down, everything else will, apart from Magnezone, which will survive thanks to Sturdy, but Magnezone will always set up the light screen, allowing us to get another boost from the Metronome item. And then we take Tinkaton down, that Terrastalizes the Steel type in one hit, allowing us to move on to Larry. Next up is Larry, and we've lost this 3 times at level 98 already. So Larry leads Tropius, which goes down to a single Acrobatics. That then sends in Altaria, which goes down to a single Play Rough. Staraptor's up next, and because of Intimidate, it won't go down in one hit, but it takes itself out with Brave Bird. Oricorio comes out, and we get a lucky crit with Shadow Claw, which takes it down in one hit. Larry's final Pokemon, Flamigo, comes out, Terrastalizes to the Flying type, tanks a Shadow Claw and hits us for quite a lot of damage. We go for acrobatics in the hope that it manages to finish it off, and luckily it does, and that allows us to move on to the final member of the Elite Four, Hassel. We're now on to the final Elite Four member, Hassel, the Dragon type user, and we have Play Rough and Protean. So we take Noivern out with a single Play Rough, and Dragalge comes out. We can't take it out with Play Rough, so we use Shadow Claw and take a Sludge Bomb for just over half damage, but we don't get poisoned and manage to take Dragalge out on the second turn. Haxorus is next, and we outspeed, finish it off with a Play Rough before Flapple comes out, which we then again outspeed and finish off with Play Rough. Hassel's final Pokemon is Excalibur, which we still outspeed and goes down after Terrestrialize into a single Play Rough, allowing us to finally move on and fight Champion Geeta. The champion fight against Geeta is next, and we're at level 99 now with a playtime of 13 hours and 1 minute. We replace Shadow Claw for U-Turn as Geeta has quite a big bug weakness, and we are still holding the metronome item for this. Aspartha is her lead, which goes down to a single U-Turn. She then sends out King Gambit, which survives a U-Turn and misses a Stone Edge and goes down to U-Turn on the second attack. Go-Go is up afterwards, which goes down to a single U-Turn, and then Veluza comes out, which also goes down to a single U-Turn. Avalugg is up next, and without the metronome this would be a 4-hit, but luckily now it's only a 2-hit, and we survive an avalanche, take it out on the second turn. Her final Pokemon is Glimora, which terrestrialized to the rock type, so we terrestrialize to grass and hit it with Seed Bomb, beating Champion Geeta on only our second attempt. All that's left now is Nemona and Sardar, and I'm starting to feel a bit more optimistic about this challenge. Our final battle before we can head down to Area 0 is against Nemona. We're still at level 99 and we've got a playtime of 13 hours and 9 minutes. Nemona is very excited for this battle, and so is everyone else coming to spectate it. This is our first try victory in quite a long time now. So Nemona leads Lycanroc, which goes down to a single Seed Bomb and baits in Goodra. Goodra goes down to a Play Rough, which brings in Orthworm. Orthworm's Steel type, and as we're now Fairy, we have to terrestrialize to grass. We don't have anything to hit Orthworm with, so we just keep hitting Seed Bombs until it goes down. Pomo comes out and goes down to a Seed Bomb, then so does the Dunsparce. Then her final Pokemon, Quaquaval, goes down to a Seed Bomb after it terrestrializes to the Water type, and this means we only have one major fight left to be able to beat this challenge, which is against Professor Sardar at the bottom of Area 0. Our final challenge of this video is upon us. Professor Sardar, we're at level 100 with a playtime of 13 hours and 56 minutes. Professor Sardar leads with Slitherwing, and we go for a Play Rough and miss. We have the leftovers equipped, so any damage we do take will hopefully be negated. We hit a second Play Rough and Professor Sardar sends in Sandy Shocks. We hit with a Seed Bomb, taking it out, and she sends in Screamtail next. Screamtail tanks a Seed Bomb from us and hits us with a Play Rough. So we terrestrialize, hoping to do more damage. It does a little bit more, but not much. And we get hit by Play Rough again. On the third turn, we take it out and she sends in Fluttermane. Fluttermane survives the Seed Bomb and hits us with a heavy mystical fire, but goes down the next turn. After that comes Brute Bonnet, which we hit with a U-turn and is quite effective and takes it down in one hit. Her final Pokemon is Roaring Moon, which we outspeed and thankfully land the Play Rough on, taking it out in a single hit and giving us a first turn victory against Professor Sardar. This challenge with Sprigatito has been beyond a nightmare for me. It's taken almost 14 in-game hours, but I've got almost 30 hours of footage recorded for it. I thought Protean would make this so much easier than it was, but Quaxly's Moxie is far superior in that respect. All that's left to do now is watch the final battle with Koraidon against Koraidon and say thank you to everyone who made it this far into the video. As this final part of the video plays out, once again, thank you to everyone who made it this far. This challenge has been exhausting and it's been made more difficult this week with me being really ill and not being able to do any recording for a few days. If you've enjoyed it so far, please like and subscribe for more. Our next challenge is going to be Fuecoco to end off the Generation 9 starters, and then I'm looking for suggestions on what people would like me to do afterwards. I've been requested to do the evolutions, so I may do that next, but I won't be starting with Eevee unless anyone else has any other suggestions in between. Once again, thank you everyone. I've been Dad Gamer. I hope you've enjoyed this and I'll see you in the next video.